Hi, everyone. Welcome to this week's podcast episode. This week, I want to talk to you about accessing your conscious creator within. Now, I heard somebody say, I think about a few weeks ago, oh, I love the thought of the manifesting stuff, but I just can't get into it. I mean, I don't know what it's all about. And it made me laugh because I get this all the time. People think it's something you can switch on and off. Like manifesting is something you might try or you might dabble in. And I love that concept, but it is so not true. You can't just dabble and try something. Manifesting is a law of the universe. It's the law of attraction, which is happening all of the time. You can't switch it on and off. So I know some people listen to me and think, yeah, when I do my practices, I'm on it. I'm totally on board. I'm in my zone. And then the rest of the time, you let life happen and things go off the boil. And I know that feeling. I too, even as a manifesting coach, can fall into that trap. And what that is called is unconscious creating. So we are always creating our external reality, whether we like it or not, unfortunately. This is not something you get to turn on and off. It's not something you get to dip in and out of, but you do have a choice. You can either choose to consciously create or you can choose to unconsciously create. Each one is a choice that you are choosing to do. So whether you're choosing that life happens to you and you have no say in this creation and you let things play out as they should unfold and not checking or using your awareness of your thoughts and your energy and your feelings to navigate through things, then you are unconsciously creating. And what that is doing, that is creating your outside world by your dominant thoughts, your dominant emotions, your dominant energy. So what you find is if you are naturally a high vibrational person and you are doing this, you are creating a good life. Do not get me wrong. If you are naturally a level person, you might have that balance of, everything's kind of level, everything's plodding along, everything's okay. Whereas if you are known as an overthinker and a negative thinker, perhaps, and always looking at the glass half empty, you might find that you're actually unconsciously creating things that you don't want to see. Your life might be going in a direction that you feel, I don't like this. What is happening? Why is this happening to me? And that's because we're not taking charge. We're not leading our own life. Now, if you listen to last week's podcast episode, I talked about becoming the leader of your life, using those leadership skills, which are key to any leader to help you step forward and lead your own life. And they all interlink because when you become that conscious creator, when you unlock that conscious creator within you, you are leading, you are taking charge, you are co-creating with the universe. You have a say in where your life goes. You have a say in where your business goes, the type of clients you work with, the type of people you attract, the money you charge, the money you make. That is all within your gift. That is all within your own magnificence that you have inside, this conscious creator that is inside of you now. And the thing that we have to do when we are thinking of trying to access this conscious creator is choose to access the conscious creator. Choose to get in control of the things that you are in control of. So we constantly look outside of ourselves. We are constantly thinking we are separate from the outside world, but we are not. Everything is energy. You are energy, your body's energy, your thoughts are energy, your feelings energy. And what that energy does is it portrays out to the outside world what you see. You, inside of you, what is happening inside of you now is projecting out to your external world. That is what you see. It isn't something that has accidentally happened. It has been a culmination of all the thoughts and feelings that you have had that is projected out what you are actually seeing, living, feeling at the minute. So when you learn how to project out what it is that you want and become the conscious creator of that, that is when you can really live that magnificent life. That is when you can create heaven on earth. That is when you can take charge and actually focus on what you do want and not think about what you don't want, because where your focus goes, your energy flows. So the trick is to really start to see that you have that power within you. That is the first concept to get your head round. You are the creator of your outside world. Now, I know this is hard, especially for women, because women often put everyone else before them. They try and make everyone else better. They try and make everybody else feel good. They try and make sure everyone else is nurtured and cared for. So their thoughts are never often on their own inside world. The women often put themselves last. And if that is you, like, drop a comment on social media to me and say, oh, hell yes, I feel that. That is me. I put myself last all the time. It's like when we're on that aeroplane and they tell us, do not put your child's mask on before your own. Always put your own mask on first. And everybody winces. They're like, oh my God, that is the most horrible feeling ever. But you are not saving your child by doing that. What you are doing is probably harming both of you in the long run. You have to do your own first and then sort the rest out. And that is exactly the same with this conscious creator that you have within. You cannot fix everything outside of you. You need to start to fix and work on yourself. But first of all, I would say you are not broken. There is nothing really to fix. There is only something to unlock, to uncover, to discover that magic that you already have inside, because it is energy. It is already there. It is already created. The best and highest version of you is living inside of you now. If you take some nice deep breaths, you connect in with your heart center, you'll feel her. You'll feel her there now. You'll feel a power or a calm or a contentment or just a wave of joy, whatever that is for you. That is your highest self. That is that version of you who knows how to create heaven on earth. And it is in there already. All we need to do is clear out the crap that has stopped you from connecting with that part of you, that has stopped you from realizing that that power was already within you. Now, everything we've formed through our lifetimes is habits and patterns that have become our normal. Our thoughts are in a pattern, a cycle. Something triggers us. Suddenly, you'll either think positive or negative thoughts, and this will be a pattern. That will then create a feeling that triggers inside of you, and that will be based on your past experiences. So what we've got to do to become that conscious creator is start to become aware. Start to become aware of the thoughts that we're having, the feelings that we are having, all of the emotions that come up at certain points. We've just got to become aware of it, not judge them, not, lay blame or think, oh my God, I'm creating this outside of me. What have I done? It's none of that. It is just to start to become aware so that we can change. Once you're aware of what you're thinking on a daily basis, where you're feeling on a daily basis, where your energy is, you can start to amplify it. You can start to turn it round. You can start to make it better. You can start to make a difference. But if you carry on being the unconscious creator and not realizing, not being aware and not monitoring what is actually happening inside of yourself, then you are going to continue unconsciously creating the world that you are living in. So first of all, if you are starting to change and you want to become this conscious creator, I want you to start to understand the concept that you are the most powerful being in this universe. You have the power of the universe inside of you. It is part of you, it is being shared with you, and you are part of this universe, and you are a conscious creator. You have that magic, that magician energy, that queen energy, whatever you want to call it, is inside of you now. And you can help that. You can ask that to come forward. You can ask that to be a part of your day-to-day living. The next thing is really to become aware of your thoughts. Now, our thoughts are not all true, believe it or not. They are just thoughts. They pop in, we attach to them. That is the problem. So once your thought pops in, we then attach to that thought. We then follow that trail of thinking. But we have a choice when we have a thought. A negative thought is going to pop in at some point through your day, and that's okay. It's just natural. You see something, it triggers something in you, that's okay. The choice is whether you follow that thought down the rabbit hole, whether you follow that trail of thinking and go to that negative emotion, because that is what anchors in that thought. That is what anchors in that energy. So if you had a negative thought and thought, oh, well, I'll just let that one go, and what would I like to see instead? And focus on the positive. Suddenly, you don't have that attachment. Suddenly, you don't have that negative emotion. Suddenly, you're not feeling bad. But actually, when you have that negative thought and you're like, oh my God, I hate it when this happens. This happens to me all the time. I can't believe this is happening again. Suddenly, you're bringing up every feeling of when this has happened to you before, and you are feeling crap, and you're thinking, well, if it's happened to me now, it's going to happen to me in the future. And ding, 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 you've just projected this happening in the future. So the more you do that, can you see how you are unconsciously creating more of the same in the future? Whereas actually the first time when you got the negative thought and you thought, no, I'm not listening to that one today, suddenly you're feeling good and you're projecting more of not listening to that negative thought, which creates less of having the negative thought in the first place. So every time this happens, we have a choice. Now, I know people who have the most amazing morning routines and who have the most amazing ways to get their vibration higher, whether that's exercise, journaling, meditation, whatever that is, and they are all amazing. But to become that conscious creator, we have to take charge of ourselves all day long. There is only us and our mind that is creating this. We need to start becoming more conscious daily, more conscious throughout the day. Don't set your day up and just let it unfold. Set a powerful intention in the morning and check in on it. Check in on how you're doing. Are you still feeling powerful? Are you still feeling good? If not, why not? And sort it out. This is how we become that conscious creator. I am constantly sense checking my energy. If I feel I'm drained or I feel like I'm around people who are draining my energy, I put my energy cloaks up. If I feel my mindset isn't in a bad way, I do something to shift my energy, to shift my focus, to sort out my ego inside my head. If I'm feeling low, I try and think why. What is actually happening? What energy is stuck that wants to move through me? Because energy, emotion is energy in motion. So it doesn't want to stay stuck inside of you. It wants to be released. So what wants to be released? What is coming up for me? If that means getting my journal out midday, I will do that. Whatever it takes for me to shift and move to that more positive state so that I know I am creating my future. I have that vision in mind. I know where I'm going, and I trust 100% that that is for me because I've created it. I visualized it. I've visited it. I've felt it. I've smelt it. I've been around that environment. I know that that is part of my future now. That is a future memory because I've consciously created it and dropped it into my timeline. It is already there. It is already done. So everything along the way is just getting me to that. And once I have these challenges or triggers that happen, I have a choice to make. I either make them as the woman who is already living that timeline, or I make them as the woman who used to live her old timeline and had negative thoughts and patterns that she doesn't want to bring forward. So we always have this choice. And I just wanted to start this episode and to go through and start to get you to see, are you consciously creating or are you unconsciously creating? That is the start. Now, I hope this one's resonated with you just to give you that awareness, to give you that outlook, to get you to start thinking of your thoughts and start becoming aware that you have the energy of the universe already inside of you. Now, make sure you are following along. Hopefully you're on my email list. You've subscribed to the podcast, because there is going to be more coming about this conscious creator. And also, I am going to be launching details very soon on the new program that is coming out. Actually, I'll be launching some details this week that is all about unlocking that energy, that magician, that universe, that power that is inside of you. That is your magnificence. That is going to be coming soon. So if you want more details, make sure you watch this space. But please, this week, just start to think about your thoughts. Start to think about, how are you consciously creating your own reality? And have you even been doing that? Or have you been leaving everything to chance? Please have a think. Drop in the comments on social media. If you want any help, DM me, get in touch. I am here for you. I know when people start manifesting, it is hard, because we can go into a spiral and be thinking, oh my God, all my thoughts are so bad. What do I do? I was scared at the beginning to have a negative thought, but you don't have to fear it. You just have to learn how to master it. And that's a different way of thinking, because you are a conscious creator. You are born to be magnificent, and you really do have the power inside of you. So please step into it now. You can create heaven on earth, and I am here to help you. And I can't wait to see your journey unfold. So I will catch you next week, and let me know how this one feels, whether it resonated, whether you're like, oh my God, I've been unconsciously creating forever and now I need to sort myself out. So whatever it is for you, let me know. I can't wait to hear, and I will catch you next week.